October 4th, 1957, the Soviet Union has released into outer space a circular object polished to a high gleam to be visible from the Earth. America in panic.
The United States is in a state of confusion and surprise.
Orbiting over the United States, it could be seen in the night sky. The object was called Sputnik. It was the Russians' attempt at showing their intellectual superiority, particularly to the United States. A small boy, the age of 6.5, stood with his grandfather in the backyard of their home in Ohio and watched as the satellite went by.
Scanning the horizon while the world watches the flight of the satellite.
Right at the appointed hour.
The boy stood in awe. The grandfather said, "This satellite was sending out signals."
A tiny voice is heard from the vastness of space. A lonely and mysterious cry that forever separates the old from the new.
This satellite was sending out signals, and we could make a radio to listen to it. He got out a Popular Mechanics issue, and the grandfather and his grandson made a radio to listen to. The grandfather held young Billy's hand as they made holes in Grandma's cake pan for a base. And he made sure that he studied young Billy's hand as he soldered components into place. Billy learned what a cathode ray and an anode ray were. He started to understand electronics at the tender age of 6. This experience was an awe-inspiring event for young Billy's mind. He discovered skills awakening deep inside of him, ancient dormant genes of intellect and awareness. This was the point when mankind was just starting to reach out past the confines of our planet, and young Billy was soon to become a small part of this. The light which burned within young Bill was a light of not only the intellect, but spiritual awakeness, spiritual growth, a spirituality which also matured as his intelligence matured. Then a shock awakening that America was behind in technology.
We are about to create a new planet that we will call Sputnik.
Sputnik, the first man-made moon, America's bigotry towards a nation. How could a nation of backward peasants surpass us in technology? Not only was their technology in the space program superior, but Russia was making headways in the nuclear field as well.
Possibility of a nuclear war in which some will survive.
You are the target of those who would trample the liberties of free men. You are in the crosshairs of the bomb sight. An enemy is centering on you, the United States of America.
We face a hostile ideology, global in scope, atheistic in character, ruthless in purpose, and insidious in method.
The die was cast. It was clear that Russia was making a play for world domination. The advancement of the nuclear program as well as the space program was proof of this.
We proudly announce today that we have successfully detonated a 20-megaton hydrogen bomb. This is of a weight that our current rocket can carry anywhere. Our Sputnik proves to the world that we have the first ICBM, the ultimate weapon.
Intercontinental ballistic missiles were ready and aimed. America was on the brink of war.
Do we have any defense against Russia's intercontinental ballistic missiles?
No, we have not. America used to stand for, the shot that was fired round the world, the sense of being in the vanguard of human liberation and of the excitement of human progress. I don't think America stands there today.
People of the United States have been humiliated, they're disturbed, and they're unhappy. The enemy of ours has outdistanced us.
Russia's getting into space really bothers me.
We are headed downhill to the status of a second great world power.
The kind of thing that a month ago would have sounded like a joke, but in Washington now, anyone who cares to laugh at this does so at his own risk.
It is quite possible that an aggressor nation that dominates space will then dominate the world. We just can't let that happen.
This constitutes the greatest crisis in the history of America.
America's apathy during those years, focusing on the American dream, taught us that this was not the dream to focus on. We realized we needed to put our focus on technology, technological advancement in the space program, instead of the comfort of our own backyards and our homes.
America's first attempt to launch a satellite, a 6.5-inch sphere weighing just over 3 pounds, was checked out by scientists and declared ready.
This is Charles Von Friend reporting from Cape Canaveral. Reporters and photographers have gathered here throughout the night and early morning. Now it is almost noon. We expect the Project Vanguard missile carrying the first United States Earth satellite to be launched momentarily.
Inside the blockhouse, the tension steadily mounted.
Minus 10, mark, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Vanguard started, sounding like the moan of some massive dinosaur. Fire filled its nozzles. It spit flame at first, then built with great crescendo to a tremendous howl. It ripped itself loose from its chains and began to rise slowly. We all rose with it. Oh, God, no! Somebody screamed.
I don't see it. I think the launching has been unsuccessful.
It seemed as if the gates of hell had opened.
A huge black cloud of smoke.
Before our unbelieving eyes, the giant began to topple.
No trace of the vessel. There's a sigh of disappointment through the crowd of observers.
It took just 7 seconds to set back a nation's pride.
Our first attempt to launch an Earth satellite has apparently ended in failure.
This grievous blow to our already waning world prestige, one of the most humiliating failures in all our history.
Our Sputniks are circling the world. Now, with America's failure, it will not be able to stop the forward march of communism.
I have created a new office called the Office of Special Assistant to the President for Science and Technology. We need scientists. In the 10 years ahead, they say we need them by thousands more than we're now presently planning to have.
Tonight I want to talk to you particularly about this business of education. When I say education, I mean the problems of education.
America's awakening and determination not to be undone by a bunch of backward peasants in advancement brought about the change which made it possible for young William to receive the education necessary to do what he did during a crucial moment in the development of America's space program. The brightest students must study harder. This was the American ideal. Little Bill, Wunderkinder, here seen with his 2 sisters. Billy's IQ was immeasurable, well over 200.
Never have the nations of the world had so much to lose or so much to gain. Together we shall save our planet, or together we shall perish in its flames. Save it we can, and save it we must. And then shall we earn the eternal thanks of mankind, and as peacemakers, the eternal blessing of God.
JFK challenged us to awaken the intelligence in our children and said we could go to the moon, not because it was easy, because it was quite difficult. She attended the same school together with Bill. Bill built the first computer in his city, and his list of scientific and intellectual achievements made him one of the best science students in America. Bill was the senior class president of his high school, Girard High School. He went to the Mexico City Olympics. Then, after an incredible high school life filled with intellectual advancement, Billy, now young William, was chosen from 15,000 applicants to work at AC Electronics and given a chance to work on the Apollo 13 navigation gyro system. Billy was there to watch the telemetry from Apollo 11 as they landed on the moon.
9 or 8.
Small step for man, and a great, big, dramatic, gigantic, stupendous step for mankind.
But human error and a technical flaw, it's something none of us engineers ever saw. There was a little electrical spark, and it made the problem that hit to our hearts. Oh no! There's a problem here.
Hey, we've got a problem here.
What did you do?
Nothing, I stirred the tanks.
Whoa. Hey.
This is Houston. Say again, please?
Houston, we have a problem. What have we got on the spacecraft that's good?
I'll get back to you, Gene.
We're not gonna have power much longer. The ship's bleeding to death.
No, sir. We get them on a free return trajectory. It's the option with the fewest question marks from safety.
I agree with Jerry.
I worked on the Beryllium navigation gyro. There were two gyros, one in the lunar landing module and one in the Apollo capsule. If we turned off the power in the capsule and used the LEM gyro to get back to Earth, then repower the Apollo gyro for re-entry. But someone would have to properly repower and reset the gimbal settings inside the gyro.
Houston, is that...
And since I was the one that tested the error in both gyros, I was asked to help reset that gyro.
Houston, we sure could use the re-entry procedure up here.
After working for 40 hours, our boss chose the gyro settings.
That's coming real soon, Aquarius. Houston,
He chose my mathematics,
throw this together.
and they were sent to Apollo 13 to repower the capsule and to reset the gyro.
Lunar module jettisoned.
They jettisoned the lunar landing module, the Aquarius.
The variables, I'm a little
I know what the
lost.
problems are, Henry. This could be the worst disaster NASA's ever experienced.
With all due respect, sir, I believe this is going to be our finest hour.
Ground control to Apollo 13. Ground control to Apollo 13. There are you sitting in a tin can, so far away. Did I miss the mark? Only time will tell. Till now, it was just a mathematics problem. And now I realize that for human lives, 3 men could die if the gyro settings were wrong. These were the longest minutes, seconds of my life. Ground control to Apollo 13. The world waited, and the world prayed. There are you sitting in a tin can, so far away. Planet Earth is here. 1 minute had passed. Ground control to Apollo 13. No capsule had ever taken more than 3 minutes to recontact.
No re-entering ship has ever taken longer than 3 minutes to emerge from blackout. This is the critical moment. Will the heat shield hold? Will the command module survive the intense heat of re-entry? If it doesn't, there'll only be silence. Perhaps never in human history has the entire world been united by such a global drama. In New York City, thousands of people have gathered to watch updates of the mission in Times Square.
He's offered help, and the State Department said it would ask for it if it were needed. The House and Senate passed resolutions calling on the American people to pray tonight for the astronauts.
In Rome, Pope Paul led 50,000 people in prayers for the safe return of the astronauts. In Jerusalem, prayers at the Wailing Wall.
Ground control to Apollo 13. Ground control to Apollo 13. We await your signal. May your signal be clean. Ground control to Apollo 13. The world waited. 3 minutes passed.
3 minutes. We are standing by for acquisition. Odyssey, Houston, do you read me? Odyssey, this is Houston. Do you read?
The expected time of reacquisition, the time when the astronauts were expected to come out of blackout, has come and gone.
The seconds, like hours. They told us of gloom. The numbers must be wrong. I must have messed up the numbers. 3.5 minutes.
Odyssey, Houston, do you read?
Ground control to Odyssey.
Odyssey, Houston, do you read?
I must have made a mistake.
Odyssey, this
The pain.
do you read me?
4 minutes passed. 4 minutes had passed and the world believed they were dead. I believed they were dead. I believed I'd failed. I thought I could do it, but I failed.
Odyssey, Houston, do you read?
Hello, Houston. This is Odyssey. It's good to see
They
you.
made it. My numbers were right.
I'm a rocket man.
Well, I know I can solve any problem I can find. I use the focus and I use my mind. I can relate to people and be kind. Oh! Yeah, I'm a rocket man. I'm a rocket man. Yeah. Desiree Dubounet, thank you.